In a pot on high heat, we're gonna add the chicken stock, oregano, cumin, chili powder, some salt, and some black pepper. We're gonna mix that all together, make sure it gets all in one little mixture, and then we're gonna cover that and bring it to a boil. After it's to a boil, uncover it, turn it down to a low or simmer. We're gonna submerge the chicken in it. You wanna make sure you get the chicken all submerged in the liquid. It'll help it cook and braise better. We're gonna go ahead and cover it back up. We're gonna let it simmer for about 45 to 50 minutes or until it reaches 165. While that's going, go ahead and quarter those onions. I'm lazy, I bought the onion dicer. You can just buy store-bought diced onions. This is just as easy, and whole onions are a little bit cheaper, especially right now. We're gonna dice up some celery, or cut up some celery as well. I like to do the smaller ends just in slices until it gets down to the bottoms, and then I'll cut them in half so they're about the same size. You want them all about the same size, they'll cook about the same rate. Same thing with the carrots. We're gonna peel those first, and then we're gonna cut those up. Cut the ends off. I'm gonna cut this in half because I wanna cut the bigger end in half again. That way, again, they're all about the same size once I'm done cutting them up. Equal amounts of the celery, carrots, and the diced bell pepper. We're gonna take the ribs out as well and just dice this up into about the same size, even chunks. Next is gonna be the jalapeno. We don't really want a lot of jalapeno. We want enough to give it some heat and some flavor though. We're gonna take out the ribs and the seeds and cut these into little strips and cut them into a small dice. If you want it to be spicier, you can always add more jalapeno. If you don't like it spicy at all, you can always leave it out. Totally up to you. On a pot on medium heat, we're gonna add the oil. Let that heat up for a minute or so before we add our onions. We're gonna add a little bit of salt to go along with this. It'll help pull out some of that moisture and help sweat those onions down a little bit faster. We're gonna add our carrots and celery. Let that cook a little bit, mix it together before adding the bell pepper and the jalapeno. Cook that for a couple of minutes, then we're gonna go ahead and add in the garlic. Let that get fragrant. Once it's fragrant, we can start to add our other ingredients. Start with tomato paste. Get that all mixed together. Let it cook down a little bit. You want to cook out kind of the rawness, and if you're using the can, cook out some of the canned flavor as well. We're going to take the chicken out of the chicken cooking liquid, put it in a bowl and cover it. We're going to save the liquid and strain it. We want to cool off the chicken so we can touch it. After that's cooked for about 5 minutes or so, we're going to deglaze the pan with the cooking liquid and water. You want to use at least 6 cups of liquid for this. Next, we're going to go ahead and add the diced tomatoes and green chilies. Yes, you can get brand name. We're going to go ahead and add some lime juice. Cover. On medium high, we're going to go ahead and bring that to a boil. While that's going, it's probably been enough time to be able to cool enough to go ahead and shred up our chicken. Get that off to the side while it's ready. Once this is going, we're going to add the cayenne pepper, a little bit more salt and black pepper to this because we're going to go ahead and add the beans and the thawed frozen corn. Neither one of those have been seasoned yet, so we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to help out those. Then we're going to go ahead and add back in the shredded chicken. Give that a good mix. Bring that back up to a boil. Let it simmer. Right before you're ready to serve, go ahead and toss in some cilantro. Parsley, if you don't like cilantro, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. After it's ready to serve, put however much you want into a bowl. I don't really have a good ladle, so we're using this spoon instead. We're going to garnish it with some crispy tortilla chips. You can either make them at home or you can buy them. Save some time. Some diced avocado, because I was feeling fancy. Shredded cheese, because can't go wrong with cheese. And I actually like to put a little bit of dollop of sour cream on top. It gives it kind of a little creaminess, a little bit of a acidity to it. I always put a little lime wedge on the side and squeeze that in there as well, but I like a little bit of the creaminess from the sour cream and the avocados. I think it gives it a good balance. And some sprinkle of cilantro on top, or parsley if you don't like the cilantro, because you have some and why not.